wondered about the meanest, most relentless, most brutally savage enemies that Batman has ever faced? Hey guys, my name is AJ Spatola with Top 10 Nerd, and here are the top 10 most brutal Batman villains who stopped holding back. At number 10 is Razal Ghoul. Razal Ghoul isn't your typical bad guy. He's the big boss of the League of Assassins, a group that's been specializing in, you guessed it, assassinations. But there's more to him than just that. His constant swims in the Lazarus pits messed up his humanity big time. He's practically more of a devil than a regular person. Now, for those of you uninitiated in Batman lore, the Laz pits are those pools of green goo that are kind of like DC's own fountain of youth, as these supernatural reservoirs are capable of instantly healing any injury, resurrecting the deceased, or even granting immortality. Raz discovered these pits centuries ago, allowing him to carry out his assassination business indefinitely. Now, while these pits are great for his mortality, this prolonged use of these pits does come at a cost to his morality. I mean, what does he really need that anyways, being a supervillain and literally the boss of an assassination business? I digress. Whenever he does take a dip in these pits, his plans get worse. Like, way worse. He goes toe-to-toe with Batman a lot, claiming that he's all about saving the planet, but here's a twist. He thinks that wiping out almost all of humanity is the way to do it. Yeah, you heard me right. Razal Ghoul believes that the best solution for Earth is to get rid of almost everyone so that the survivors can be ruled by a chosen few. Yeah, definitely not your average bad guy. At number 9 is Lady Shiva, a top-notch assassin in Gotham City who doesn't hold back when it comes to dishing out pain. Her expertise in combat and precision unaliving makes her one of the most sought-after mercenaries in the DC multiverse, even among leagues of assassins that have skin in the game for centuries. Now, unlike other villains, Shiva isn't about physical pain. See, she knows how to hurt in various ways. You see, inflicting pain is an art form to her, so it's not just about landing punches or using weapons. No. Shiva knows that hurting someone's pride or sense of self can be just as agonizing. She's not afraid to make her victims suffer in ways that go beyond the bodies. Now, what sets her apart from less patient villains is her understanding that keeping someone alive allows for prolonged suffering compared to a quick demise. So while she's fully ready, willing, and definitely capable of ending lives, she prefers to keep her victims just on the edge of life, ensuring they feel every ounce of pain she inflicts for as long as possible. Lady Shiva doesn't just stop at physical harm, she's a master at making pain linger in every possible way. If you're enjoying this video so far, please support the channel by pressing like, subscribing to Top 10 Nerd, and ringing the notification bell. It's free! At number 8 is Bane. Bane is one of Batman's toughest foes, and he didn't have an easy life. He learned to protect himself while spending his entire youth in the world's most lethal confinement center. But that protection and need for self-defense eventually turned into a liking for violence. At the age of only 8, he committed his first unaliving. Yeah, while y'all were probably still potty training, Bane was out here terminating folks. As he got older, things got even more intense. Some scientists forcibly used him as a guinea pig to test out this substance called venom, which I wish was the Venom from Marvel, but no. In this case, it's basically steroids on steroids. Bane got addicted to it and gained super strength. His unique mix of both strategic brains and excessive brawn make him a huge danger to Batman and frankly all of Gotham. What makes Bane especially frightening is his habit of breaking Batman's back. It's like he's always trying to prove he's the toughest, scariest guy around, and with his strength and smarts, it's hard to disagree. At number 7 is Solomon Grundy. Solomon Grundy is a swampy figure in the DC comics who's typically portrayed as, how do you put it nicely so he doesn't come after me, a bit dumb. Now, don't get me wrong, Grundy isn't your run-of-the-mill villain. He's often played as a pawn, easily tricked into doing bad stuff by the big baddies. Now, sometimes though, he hangs with the good guys, but that's exceedingly rare. See, the thing about Grundy is he's a bit of a wild card. When someone's got a hold on him, he's like their attack dog. Imagine being nearly impossible to knock out and always up for causing trouble. That's basically Grundy in a nutshell. His loyalty to whoever's pulling his strings combined with his own stubbornness make him a real wrecking ball. Now, since he's already undead, putting him down is seriously tough. So he doesn't get knocked out often, which means he's always ready to dish out some serious hurt. It's like dealing with a force of nature that's not gonna stop until he's done with you. At number 6 is Professor Pig. Within the realm of Batman's rogues gallery, there's this guy named Professor Pig. Now, he's not your typical villain. Think of him as a mix between Dr. Frankenstein and the story of Pygmalion. But instead of stitching corpses together or sculpting statues, he's into creating what he calls Dollotron. Now, these Dollotrons aren't the kind of dolls you want to play with, as they're made from still living amalgamations of humans and animals. Now, Pig isn't just about scaring people or causing chaos for the fun of it. Nay, to him, it's a job, a calling, if you will. But the way he operates is just seriously disturbing. He's more about making these messed up creations using crazy chemicals, bioweapons, and surgeries, all in the name of his noble cause to mold the perfect being. But in the creepiest way possible. His methods are seriously disturbing, even by Gotham standards. He doesn't go around unaliving or torturing just because he gets a kick out of it, but it's his way of doing things that's seriously messed up. And number 5 is Black Mask. Gotham's got its fair share of bad guys, but Roman Sionis, aka Black Mask, definitely takes the cake for being the nastiest mob boss around. His crime syndicate, the False Face Society, makes the other gangs in town look like boy bands. Now, what makes Black Mask stand out? Well, he's not exactly picky about how he gets the job done. Blades, fists, anything goes. He doesn't just stop at stealing or cheating, he revels in causing pain. The dude is so twisted that even Catwoman, who usually avoids ending lives, felt compelled to put an end to him after enduring his torment for so long. It's not just Catwoman either. Black Mask's brutality didn't sit well with Batman either. When he threatened Oracle and tortured Spoiler, Batman was inches away from crossing his moral line and taking Black Mask out himself. Pushing Batman to cross his moral boundary, that's something the Joker dreams of doing, so you know that this guy is extra twisted. At number 4 is Killer Croc. aka Waylon Jones, he embodies his name with the ferocity that matches his reptilian appearance. Bullied as a child due to his unusual looks, Jones embraced his monstrous facade, transforming into the menacing Killer Croc. His isolation fueled a disturbing transformation, leading to animalistic behaviors and extreme violence. Croc's brutality is very chilling. In most renditions, he resorts to eating people and vicious attacks using his bare claws and teeth. See, unlike other villains, he shuns conventional weapons, preferring to savage his victims directly. Unprovoked, he preys on unsuspecting individuals who wander into his territory within Gotham's murky sewers. This unrelenting savagery marks Killer Croc as one of Batman's most brutally formidable foes, embodying the darkness that exists lurking in Gotham's shadows. At number 3 is Victor's Szaz. Now, Victor over here is one of those really intense Batman villains. He's not like the others who might just rob a bank or cause a little bit of chaos. Nay, this guy is all about the unaliving. And he's not just into it, he believes life doesn't even matter. Imagine that. Each person he takes out, he actually sees as doing them a favor. And it's not just that he doesn't care, he actually enjoys taking lives. Like, a bit too much. When he's taking somebody down, it's not your average kind of unaliving you'd see in a comic book. It's super gruesome, like horror movie level stuff. Seriously, they should put a big warning on those comics because it gets super graphic. And get this, after each unaliving, he marks himself with a tally on his body. You look at him and you just see how messed up things have been because of all those scars he's covered with. It's a chilling reminder of the sheer violence he's dished out in Gotham City. At number 2 is the Electrocutioner. There have been a few guys in Batman comics that have taken up the Electrocutioner mantle, but they aren't your typical heroes. The first and second iteration were kind of like Batman, trying to do what they thought was right, but they were all about their own form of electric justice, which sometimes got pretty shocking. Then there comes the third Electrocutioner, brother of the first one. He starts out trying to be a good guy too, but things quickly go sideways. He starts getting a kick out of zapping people with his electric gear, and that's when he goes off the rails and delves into a life of crime. This guy becomes seriously dangerous, working for a nasty crime boss called the Blockbuster. Basically, these Electrocutioner dudes might have started off with good intentions, but they ended up on the wrong side of things. They're like Batman's twisted mirror images, using their shock gadgets to hurt people instead of helping them. And at number 1 is Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn's transition into an anti-hero hasn't stopped her from being a formidable force, to say the least. Now, while she's not keen on hurting innocent folks, she's all about dishing out punishment to those she thinks deserves it. What makes her stand out is her choice of weapons, either a massive mallet or a good old baseball bat. With those, she gets up close and personal, shattering bones like it's nobody's business. Take the DCEU movie Justice League Dark Apocalypse War, for example. There, she sings a twisted version of If You're Happy and You Know It, belting out, "If you're happy and you know it, smash a head, bang bang," all while crushing Darkseid's minions' skulls with each line. Harley Quinn's love for demolishing crania is undeniable, making her one of the most brutal Batman villains who definitely isn't holding back. As always, if there's a brutal Batman villain that you think I've missed here today, feel free to let me know down in the comments. This has been AJ Spatola with Top 10 Nerd, and I'll catch you all in another video. Later, nerds.